Okay, thanks everyone for joining this call. Today we are having this session on Microsoft Power Platform. I have been giving sessions in this MFIRD events past in metaverse and blockchain, cryptocurrency, and other stuff. But I wanted to have this series of sessions on Microsoft Power Platform. Today is the first session, and today we'll be just looking at the overview and see if we can do any demo. I'm planning for a live demo for this. So for those who have not knowing me, I'm Shah. My full name is Shahansha Sheikh, and I have 12 years of experience in software. I have been working on multiple things in my career, starting with C, and then right now I am working primarily on automation, low code, no code related stuff, and primarily on Power Platform and also some RPA tools. Apart from that, I also develop web and mobile and desktop applications. I have applications in my um, app stores as well, and I have courses on Udemy. So you can go to my website and you'll be able to find a lot of interesting stuff and a lot of education stuff as well. If you go to my portfolio, you'll be able to see all the stuff which I have created. And then in the video section, you can see that some of the very helpful videos on metaverse, NFT, blockchain, digital twin, RPA. So whenever you have some time, go through the website and then go through the video section. So it will be much helpful. If you need to contact me, you can reach me on LinkedIn, and also you can reach me on connect page of this. Currently, I'm working as a regional automation lead in a multinational company, and soon I wanted to go into global roles. So today's agenda. So let's see some news and safety moments, and then dive into Power Platform, and then try to do some demos and see how this can be helpful for many people. So the first thing is Gartner. If you know Gartner Magic Quadrants. See, every year what Gartner does is it does its survey and then find out which is the best tool in the market in each section. For example, if you see here, so this is the survey done for RPA. So in the RPA space, if you see leaders, Microsoft is there. So Microsoft is ahead in automation RPA space. And then even in 2022, I guess I have pasted 2021 pictures, but this is also true for 2022. Even Microsoft went ahead a bit. So the next one is this Power Platform, low code, no code, and where you can see that Microsoft is already in the leader quadrant. And the third one is analytics, Power BI. So Microsoft is way ahead of other things like Tableau, Q-Link, and Google and other things. So what does this say? Basically what it says that Microsoft is doing really well in the terms of any tool like low code no code tools. There are different tools where we can do different stuff in each tool. If we are learning something from Microsoft tool set, then it is definitely one of the best one, obviously, in the market industry, and it is also recognized as a market leader. So that's where we have to definitely look into what Microsoft is doing, and then try to learn it ASAP, because industry is moving towards that. It has Office 365 and it's trying to push all their products. So the next one is I'm coming from a construction industry where we talked about safety moment before a meeting. So a quick safety moment here as well. As you see, every day we deal with a lot of fake news. So people unfortunately react to these fake news that they have to really, because we are all educated and we know things well, we have to definitely verify things. So how to verify a fake news is something which someone has neatly put in. You have to check the source, read beyond what is being said in anything, check who is the author, and also date is very important, because people keep sharing the same stuff again and again as a new stuff. So you need to keep checking the date. You need to check the authentic sources. And also there are sometimes there are joke kind of articles, but people think it is real and just go ahead and start sharing it. Yeah, check on biases. There are many Facebook pages and all those things. So should be thinking about all these things before you start spreading. Yeah, because whatever the actions which we do, we never know what is the counter reactions that happen. So we should be really, really careful in spreading this news, especially if it is important. So now let's come to our main topic, Power Platform. So before knowing Power Platform, we need to know low code, no code. So what is low code, no code? This is one of the buzzing word in the market because things are moving towards this direction. So it's a gold mine. Like low code, no code means either you have zero coding, meaning that no code, you don't have to completely write anything. You just have to drag and drop or click or write some properties, but you are not going to code anything. And low code means, yes, 80% of times you just drag and drop or make configurations. But then if you need advanced stuff, yes, you can also write some code. That is called low code. So this low code, no code tools are getting famous day by day. Every day it is getting really, really famous. And now is the time where we are in the generation of low code, no code. And future will be almost 80% low code, no code. Like even there are professional developers, they will be developing tools which will be helpful for low code, no code. So they'll be doing all the stuff. It's kind of a ready-made dresses. Like, well, you don't have to go to Tyler where Tyler takes the measurements, this, that. No, you have ready-made tools. You can just use it off the shelf. There are many benefits of that, why we should use low code, no code, why you should especially use Power Platform. I'll be discussing that in a bit. So Microsoft Power Platform comes under this low code, no code bracket. So there is a professional tools, there is low code, no code tools. So Microsoft Power Platforms comes under this low code, no code. And then there are a set of tools which is called Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, and a new edition of Pages. So all these tools together are called Microsoft Power Platform. If you remember, Microsoft is very, very known for its tools like Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. So this is day in, day out for everyone. Everyone uses Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. So this is day in, day out job for every person who is using computer. So it is by default. If you use computer, then it is by default you use this PowerPoint, Excel, and Word. So similarly, I'm damn sure I can say this, that within 2-3 years, everyone in their day in, day out job or in their daily life, they will be using Power Platform. So this Power Platform, in the sense, Power Platform tools of Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, these things. Right now, enterprise has already, like every enterprise has already started using this Power Platform tools. So one of the famous tool is Power BI, where you do business analytics of this. So this has been highly adaptive, and people are adapting this in every organization. And then there are benefits of using all those tools, which we will be diving in now. So if you see on a big overview picture, so this is a set of tools. Power Platform is a set of tools, and where you have Power BI. Power BI is for business analytics. So you need to do data analytics. You need to connect the data from different data sources. Then you use Power BI, and then you do visualizations. So finally, there is Excel where you collected data, and there is Power BI dashboard where you show visuals. So you do analytics, you do ELT steps, and finally you create a dashboard, which is beautiful visualizations, which is easy to understand, easy to get the answers for any questions. So for business analytics, Power BI. And the next thing is Power Apps. Power Apps is for business application development, which means that you have to develop an app. So earlier, to develop an app, it's a pain. because you have to find a software developer, you have to choose a programming language, you have to choose platform like web or mobile or whatnot. So it takes time, it takes effort, it needs so much of money, it needs expertise. Whereas now low code no code tools like PowerApps, in fact, expert developers can develop PowerApps within few hours. Even if you are starting within a week, you will be able to develop some Power. So that easy it has become to learn and to develop applications, business applications. And these applications directly work on all the platforms. That's the beauty of it. And Power Automate, yes, automation is key. The biggest problem is there are 100 systems, maybe more than 100, not just 100, maybe thousands of systems. There is Oracle system, there is Autodesk system, there is some Microsoft system, there is Google system, a lot of different applications from these organizations. And ultimately you have to process data, because one organization does not rely only on one company or one vendor. They have 10 different vendors. They have Oracle as a vendor, they have Salesforce as a vendor, they have SAP as a vendor. So now what they need to do is they need to get data moving from one platform to another platform, one application to another application. So automation becomes harder when you have more systems. So Power Automate is useful for doing this business process automations by connecting these different entities and then making things easier. So you do end-to-end process automate with the help of Power Automate. And then Power Virtual Agents, chatbots. These are basically chatbots. So you can create conversational chatbots and intelligent chatbots, by the way, where it can not just answer some FAQs, but it can also do stuff in the background. It can connect to database, it can retrieve some values, it can do some functions. So that kind of chatbots. And there is a new edition. If you see my previous slide, there is a new edition called Power Pages. If you are aware of WordPress, so like WordPress, Microsoft has introduced a new tool called Pages. Basically, it's for developing web applications which can be accessible outside, like which can be accessible by public. So it's kind of a WordPress, but yeah, you can develop enterprise level data driven customer websites with the help of Power Pages. Now to do this, there should be some background, right? What are the things that are connected to this? And the beauty of all these things is low code, no code, which means that you don't have to scratch your head to learn, and it will take months and years together to learn it. No, it will take hardly 1 week for each tool, and within a month you can become a good user of this Power Platform tools. So there are some connectors, AI Builder, common data services. Now it is called Microsoft Dataverse, which we'll discuss in a bit. But basically, these can connect to multiple things. And we'll see that while looking at the demo. So why Power Platform? The future is obviously like some companies, some organizations will be developing this low code, no code, and everyone will start using this low code. So it's easy to learn. First thing is it's very easy to learn, and then it's very easy to develop, and it's very easy to deploy. It's secure and compliant. And for example, let's say traditional approach versus low code, no code, or Power Platform. Can you go on mute? I'm not sure who is that, but please go on mute. So what happens is that in a traditional environment, you need to find an expert. You need to fix a programming language, and then you need to have your own infrastructure to develop and also to deploy. And then you need to make sure whether it's secure and it is following compliance. And then if it like for example, users are 100, and if it scales to 1,000 or 10,000 or 1 million, will it be scalable? That's another question which users has to take care. And then tomorrow, if you have developed something, will that be connected to some other entity or not? So you have to make sure that this is well connected in the future with other systems. So all these things in traditional development has taken us a lot of pain of finding resources, investing so much of money, and waiting for a long time. But now, because of the ease of doing things, the first thing is ease. Second thing is it's scalable, it's secure, it is compliant, and all those things. It is connected, and then self-service. You don't have to do anything. You just go there, and within few clicks you will be able to do that. And it is enterprise ready. It's not at individual level, it is enterprise ready. It can be monitored, it can be governed. We can do enterprise level actions, and then you can scale your app to enterprise level or to your customers. And then if multiple people needs to use or work together, then it's easy to collaborate, to share, and to manage. So these are the beauty of benefits of our platform, or in short, maybe low code, no code. But there are multiple low code, no code solutions. If we keep talking, there will be multiple, like OutSystems is a low code, no code, and Catalytic is a low code, no code system. Even the RPA tools like UiPath is also a low code, no code solution. But then why Microsoft Power Platform is that because Microsoft has invested billions of dollars in their research and then getting up with the very beautiful set of products. And these are really making a huge difference. It's not just for one purpose. So if you have any project requirements, you can do all the project requirements with just Power Platform. You don't need any other tools. So that's where it becomes beautiful. Like you don't have to depend on Azure. You don't have to depend on some other vendor. You don't have to depend on some other systems or APIs. So it's easy because you have everything in Power Platform. So let's go ahead and have a look at demo. So first thing is, as I said, then let's begin with designing a database. I'm going here. So first what we will do is, so there is a requirement is, there is a new HR, and HR came in, and HR says that, hey, existingly, there is no system which can track how many HR requests has come. Like there is a complaint where employees saying that, hey, HRs don't listen, don't reply, and don't answer our questions. So there is a HR lead. He decided that, hey, I need to track the requests and see how many requests are being answered. So that for that you are going to create an app called let's say we are going to create some HR Connect or something like this app. So the basic thing is you need to track HR requests, see how many came and how many has been resolved. So every quarter there should be some analysis saying that, okay, these many created, these many answered, these many pending, and who has answered, and how many who has raised the highest number of questions. So this is the HR request came to IT department, and then we need to work on this app. So now first thing is, before doing anything, it is good thing to first think about requirements, software development lifecycle, right? Software development lifecycle is, first thing is requirement gathering. So you do requirement gathering, you know all the requirements, and then you do the feasibility study. Now my feasibility study is whether this requirement can be done with the help of Power Platform or not. So you say, no, yes, I can do that in Power Platform, and it is a doable requirement. Yep, I can go ahead with it. Then design, implement or develop, deploy, or let's say test, and then deploy and maintenance. So basically now I'm saying this because we need to, even if it is low code, no code, you need to think of all those things. So the first thing is, so during feasibility, I know that, okay, this can be doable with Power Platform. And the next thing is design. So the first thing is, what I wanted to do is I need to design my database. So I need to design a database. So that database should have, let's call it as HR requests. Okay, this is a database, but for now, which database should I use? There are chances of where I can use SQL Server, I can use Microsoft Dataverse. So by the way, you'll keep hearing the term Dataverse. For now, understand that Dataverse is a managed database from Microsoft, but we'll have a complete session on that in next upcoming sessions. But basically, it's a managed database or managed database instance from Microsoft. which can be helpful for scaling things. So the next thing are you can have SharePoint list. So for ease of things, SharePoint list can be used. So first thing is I'm going to create a SharePoint list. Let's say I have this SharePoint. Again, where to start, how to start. If you have an enterprise account of Office 365, it becomes very easy to do it. But if you don't have it, there is a developer plan, which I'll give you link at the end, where you can create your developer environment and then you can start doing exactly what I have been showing here. So I have a SharePoint site. I'm not going to say what is SharePoint. SharePoint is a document management website where you can have static information. We can have your documents and you can create some SharePoint list. So SharePoint list I wanted to create. So this is list. And let's say I want to create a blank list. I'm saying HR. Let's call it as HR tracker. So HR tracker, and I'm just creating it. So first we are creating database, and from there we'll see how each tool is being used. So by default, there will be a title, and I'm going to create a new column. So let's say that you need description. So what is the issue? So you have raised a request, and for that request you have a title and you have a description, and it is a multi-line text. Saving it. And now I wanted to have let's say status. So I'm going to have status, and it is of type choice, and it will be new. New in progress. Then let's say closed. Hold. Okay, so this is something which we have created, and by default I wanted everything to be on new, so I saved it. And if you want any comments, we need to add any comments from people or from HR. Yes, we can add multi-line text, and let's say comments. So now this is what just a simple database. Now first thing is what I wanted to do is I need to create a app for this. So I need to create a app for this. So I'm doing that. I'm coming to make.powerapps.com. How can you come here is you have office.com, you log into office.com, and then you click on these dots and you will see all the apps. So in all the apps, you will be able to see Power Apps, you will be able to see Power Automate, you will be able to see Power BI. So everything. So I go to Power Apps, or you can directly say make.powerapps.com, and you will be able to come to this screen. So now what is Power Apps? As we have seen, Power Apps means you can develop business applications. You can develop business applications. So my application right now, which I wanted to develop is HR Tracker. HR Tracker or HR Connect. So to begin with, when you say create, it says, okay, do you want to create from blank, from SharePoint, from Excel, SQL, from image, etc. And there is also templates. If you want to use any templates, you can use any template. Then from there, you can go ahead. Right now, I'm not going to use any templates, but it is worth to have a look at all these templates, because these templates makes a lot of sense. There's already a lot of things already done. Like we don't have to always reinvent the wheel. We can actually use the existing templates for sure. So now let's say I wanted to create from blank, and then there are three types of Power Apps. Now we are not going to focus on other apps. Let's focus on Canvas apps. So what is Canvas app is that your focus is on design, and then your focus is on internal employees. So right now for whom you are creating this HR app, it's for internal employees. So I'm going to click on create, and let's say call it as HR tracker. Let's say HR Connect. And there are two layouts, tablet layout, phone layout. For now, I'm choosing tablet default layout and create. So this right now, whatever you are saying is Power BI Studio, sorry, Power Apps Studio on web. It's everything is happening on cloud, and this is Power Apps Studio where you do your Power Apps development. So now this is screens. Here you will see screens, and then here are some tabs where you can see data, where you can see some stuff where you can insert, and these are screens. And this is where you develop your screen. And these are the properties of each element. Here you see properties of each element, and here is the menu and sub menu. So first thing is, let's see, check out what is there here. So if you want to create a new screen, okay, I can create multiple types of screens layouts. So for example, let's say I want a scrollable screen. So I selected a new screen is created with this. And I wanted to change the theme. So for example, I wanted to change the theme to, let's say this black color. So now I changed the theme. Okay, so now what I wanted to do is, okay, let's say that I wanted to insert, I'm going to insert, and then I'm going to insert buttons. So the first button is, let's say, raise request. So I have dragged a button. I'm saying raise. So raise new request. And then I wanted to create another button saying Control C, Control V. That also works. And then I wanted to see my existing requests also. If I have raised any request, then I can see that. So you just said insert button. So now, for example, I wanted to bring the name of the person who has logged in and image of the person who has logged in. Then what I can do is I'll say insert label. So for example, now I'm inserting label. Let's say that here, now let's see. So this is drag and drop. Basically what you are trying to do is you are trying to drag and drop everything. That is why it is called low code. It's not no code, because you absolutely you don't have to write any code. No, you can write some code. So it's a low code. So now what you can do is everything you can set from properties. For example, I need to change the color of the text. So I can go ahead and say red. So it changed. I want it black. So it changed. So everything without writing code, you can modify from properties. Like for example, if I want on hover color to be changed, yeah, I can go here and change it. So these are the properties where you can change. And there is also something called here formula bar. Basically, there is a language called PowerFX where you write your PowerFX language or scripting things so that it will do some actions. For example, I have created another screen. Let me say this as new request. I would request everyone to go on mute. Right. Okay. So when I click here, I need to go to this new request screen. So what I'll do is I come here, and on the left side, if you see, so there are multiple things here where you can see. For example, I need to increase the height. I click on this and I say 100. So it increased the height. I can directly drag here and increase it, but the other way is you can do that. So similarly, if you want to change any action here, you can change the action of that. So for now, what I need to do is on select. When I click on this, then it is called on select. So on select, I wanted to go to this screen. So then it is false right now. I'm changing it to navigate. So there are a lot of formulas which you can use. So in the documentation, you will find it, but while exploring, it will be easy for you to understand. But I can write some functions. So navigate is a function where I can navigate to another screen. So I can say new request. So what this does is, so now you have written something and then you are, so I'm going to save it. So I said, let's say I come here and then I'm going to say save. So it's saved. Now, when I go and maximize the screen, or this is called play button. Basically, you can preview what you have developed, preview the app, or click on F5. So you click here. And now if I click on my request, nothing happens. But if I click on raise new request, immediately it goes to other screen. So here, like new request. And then on this screen, I'm going to, so for example, I logged in. So now I wanted to show whoever logged in their name. So to show that, how will you write is welcome. So user means you'll get user details. User dot full name. If I give a user dot full name, then I'll get my name here. See my name. So for example, some other person in your organization logged in, then he will get his name. So this is how dynamically you can show. So now the next thing is you need to connect to a lot of data, or you need to connect to some other systems. Then what you do is you come here and then you click on data, and then you click on add data. For example, if you want to add data from SharePoint, like we have created SharePoint, right? So if you want to create collect data or push data into SharePoint, then you search for SharePoint, and then you click on SharePoint. Now it will show all the SharePoint websites which you have access to. And for example, my SharePoint is this. So what I'm going to do is I copy this and then come here. I'm giving SharePoint data. So click on connect. So now what we have created is HR tracker DB. This is the SharePoint list which we have created right now. So I'm going to select it and click on connect. What it does is that data has been added to your app. Now your app has access to that. Your app has access to that. So now I'll create only one screen for now so that you understand the whole concept. So I'm going to news request. And here I'm saying that there are a lot of things in insert. You can insert label, you can insert text, you can insert text import HTML, or you can import button, text import, radio button, all these things. And you can insert forms, you can insert video, 3D object, images. So whatever you can do with the general applications, you can directly use, drag and drop those things, charts, icons. For example, let me add a simple icon. I want to add a home icon. Let's say I need to add a home icon. Here is the home icon. So I want to change the color to white. So you come here in properties and then click on change this color icon, and then the color is changed. And on select property, I wanted to say, okay, when I click on it, go to navigate screen one, because I wanted to go to home screen. And now again, next thing is I wanted to add a form. Like whenever someone comes in on new request, they need to actually fill a form. So what I'm going to do is edit. I'm going to add a edit form. So a form has been created, and data source, my data source here on properties, I came to properties. On data source, I'm clicking HR tracker DB. So it has created a form. So it has created a form. It has created a form, and now let us see that what are the options available here. So columns 3, I don't want 3 columns. Let's say I want only 2 columns. So 2 columns. And then if you want layout to be vertical or horizontal, you can select which one you need. And then the default mode is I want it as a new, because every time someone comes in, it should be a new form. So forms can be editing, view, or new. So I want new. So I created it. Now let's say that once someone comes in, fills in, and then he should click on submit button and it should go to database. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a button. That button, let's call it as submit button. So what I'm going to do is on clicking on this, on select property, I'm going to say that I need to submit this form. So this is a form, someone has written something, I need to submit form. So when I say function submit form and name of the form, so form name is form1. So here you see that the form name is form1. So I can say submit form. Okay, so now I'm going to create a new screen. Let's call it as a success screen. So I have a success screen. So once people submit it, I need to come to success screen. And here also I wanted a home button because people wanted to go to home. So I copied it and I went here and I pasted it. Okay. So now let's go ahead and test what happens. Before that, once we click here, so form submitted, and then once it is submitted, I wanted to navigate to screen 3, because once you have submitted, you are successful now and you can go to screen 3, which is a success screen. So let's test this, how this works out. I'll show you how the preview works. And this is very important for the key of the whole Power Platform. This is very important because this is where you write your business related stuff. So here is the app, and then user logged in, and then you'll see raise new request and my request, and then click on raise new request. And here you see that, okay, new form came. And then I wanted to say that, okay, hey, so some request came, and by default it should be new, but I can disable this, I can remove this because user should not be choosing what status is it is. If there is any attachment, by default he can attach things. So I clicked on submit. What happens is it's submitted, and then success screen has come. And now when I click on home, I see this. So now few things, let's fix few things. Status should not be showcased. It's like I don't want to show status to user because user cannot mark it as completed. So what I do is, because form has been directly put this way, I can go here, click on that form one, and then click on edit fields. I don't want status to be showcased. So what I'll do, I'll go here and click on remove. If you want comments to be removed, yes, you can remove. But if you want description to be like it's only single line right now, so you can make multi-line, edit multi-line, then it becomes multiple lines. Yeah. So this way you can modify the form. You can modify the form. You're not actually dragging and dropping each element. The form has been created by directly using this option because you already created the data source for it. Okay, so now the next last thing which I wanted to show in Power Apps is that, for example, let's say I wanted a list screen. So I created this list screen. Now it has created some lists, but I wanted this to be changed to our data source, HR tracker DB. There is no image. So basically here, if you see layout, I wanted only title and subtitle. So when I see title and subtitle, now I see that this issues. This is demo, so don't think that, okay, there are some mistakes or something. Basically, this is just the demo to understand how it works. So now I'm saying my request, navigate to screen 4. So we have screen 4 where you see your request. Let's say for now only requests. So I'll see all the requests who created. So I'm going to this and raise a new request. Okay, here is an error because Once it is submitted, basically it needs to be reset. Form should be reset. So form one. Reset means everything will be reset, or you can call it as new form, meaning that form has been so let's say the other thing is this is screen. So if you want to do anything while loading the screen, then you say on visible. So I selected screen and I said on visible, and here I am doing reset form and new form. And what happens is whenever I come to this screen, then reset and new form happens. So let's say I'm saving this. Control S by default saves it, and coming here, raise a new request. So I'm say, let's say, um, what is the most important question we use HR? I so I am submitting this. So it is submitted. Now if I go to request, you see two. So this is how PowerApps works. So basically, this is how the whole PowerApps works. So this is low code solution where you can drag and drop, and then you will write some formulas here, and you can create your app, which will be working within minutes. Once you are done, you can share, you can save, and then you can click on publish. And once you publish, you will be able to share it with others. You can share with specific people, or you can share with the whole organization, or you can share with a specific um, group or specific team. So this is how Power Apps work. It's easy, it's very easy to learn, and it can do wonders. There's a lot many options which you can do. Even you can insert video, audio, map. These are all latest features. You can add PDFs, everything. For example, I want uh, HR policies to be showcased. So I'll keep another screen called HR policies, and in that I'll embed a PDF. This is how you can create a stunning app within a few days. Okay, so the next thing is, let's say, okay, the next thing is Power Automate. This is also a key, Power Automate. So we have seen, first thing is we have created Sharepoint list, which is the database. So this is the database for us. And then we have created Power Apps, so which is the business application where people come and use this application. And the beauty of this is this works on web, this works on mobile. You can develop Power Apps on mobile, and then if you log in with your account, you'll be able to see all your apps. So it will also be available in mobile. And the next thing is Power Automate. Let's see Power Automate. The Power Automate is for automation, automating business applications. So process automation. So how to automate? So first thing is, so what I wanted to showcase here is connectors. As I was saying that there are multiple systems. There are multiple systems where data flow, and then you create data. Like if you say finance systems, HR systems, a lot of things, and OneDrive, Outlook, SharePoint, Twitter, LinkedIn, Gmail, all these things. So these are different systems, different applications. So what happens is if you have your data in Gmail, I wanted to bring that data to something else, or I have data from SharePoint and I wanted to bring it to OneDrive. So these are all different applications. So how do you connect these applications together? For example, there is so what Microsoft did is they have created connectors. Connectors means each system or each application will have a connector, and then you can use these connectors in an easy drag and drop way. Then you can get the data or push the data to this to that connector or to that system. For example, let's take SharePoint. So SharePoint, you can read the data from SharePoint sites, or you can create a new file or write into SharePoint. So if you want to create a Twitter post, or you want to read from Twitter post, then you can do that with Twitter. So if you want to do anything with Outlook, if you want to send email or if you want to read email, you can do that. If you want to read data or write data into OneDrive, you can do that. So this way, if you want to create, if you want Gmail, for example, let's say that I wanted to do something with Gmail. So there is a connector for Gmail. So this is called connectors, where you can use any connector to automate things easily. So now the next thing is templates. When you say templates, let's say that there is a form and someone fills the form, the data should be coming from form to SharePoint. So this is what your requirement. First thing is, every time you go to template and you check whether the template is available or not. So let's say that I am searching for form. Then here you see that, okay, form processing to email and SharePoint. So whenever there is a form, what form response, then what this template is saying that, hey, that form data can be sent to email and it can be sent to SharePoint. So similarly, if you want it to create a task in Planner and then send a message in Teams, you can do it. So there are hundreds of different of things. So for example, if you need an approval flow where your manager needs to approve something, so you can do that. So there are multiple templates here where you can use the template directly, and you can take benefit of it. So let me go to create. So there are different types of flows. So in Power Automate, what you see is flows. There are primarily three types of flows. One is automated, instant, and scheduled, or this is also other flows, desktop. So desktop flows, for now, let's not go into details. Desktop flow is RPA. We'll discuss this in a separate session. Desktop flow means which runs on your desktop, which runs on your local PC. And it is a RPA, robotic process automation. Scheduled flow means if you want to run something every day, if you want to run a report, you want to create a report every day, or you want to check health of some system application every day, then you can schedule that every day. If you want instant cloud flow, which means that when you click a button or when you want to manually run it, but it should happen instantly, then you use instant flow. And there is automated cloud flow. For example, something happened in the backend, a new record has created, a modification has been done. In that case, you use automated cloud flow. So let's see some simple example for automated cloud. So I'm saying HR tracker flow. And what I'm going to do is, when a new item is created, so when a new item is created, I'm going to create a automation flow. So I clicked on create, and I'm going to use my website. So my website is, so this is my website, SharePoint site basically. And then here I'm using, let's say, what is that, HR tracker DB. So HR tracker DB is my DB. So now I'm clicking on new step. So this is when an item is created. This is called trigger. This is called trigger. So in Cloudflow, whenever a new record is created, then what I'm going to do is send an email. So what I wanted to do is, I wanted to send an email. So to whom I wanted to send, for now, I'm going to send email to myself, but this can be automated. So subject, new HR request raised. So we wanted to send an automated email to HR. So basically think that when a new request came, so let's see how the flow is. So what happens is, the flow is like this. So design our flow is like this. Let's say our architecture. So our architecture is this way. So what happens is, there is an app. In this app, you are going to request a raise request, and then there is a flow, and this flow is going to send email to HR for every request. And then there is a Power BI dashboard. Basically analytics of requests. Okay. So now we have done with app. Now we are doing with flow, and then in a bit we'll see dashboard. So here, so let's say that a request came from. So now I want to add dynamic things or request. I wanted to see the dynamic details. Here is the dynamic, add a dynamic value. I click here, and then I see that, okay, there is a title, description, status, comments, all those things. I wanted title, and then I wanted description as well. Description, and click on save. Okay, so now what happens is that now you saved, it's ready, available, you can test it. Or if you see here, when I come back, because I have created it, so it is already by default, once you save it, it is turned on. You can turn off as well. So these are some options. Once you create it, you can save as, you can share with others, you can edit it, you can delete it, create a copy of it, export it, or you can turn on, turn off it. And if there are any errors, flow checker will give you errors. It's a simple flow. It's a simple flow. Whenever a new item is created, you're going to send an email. For some people, if it is going as a bouncer, don't feel bad. You can go to the recording. We'll be uploading this in YouTube, and go to the recording and then start looking at it bit by bit. Then you will definitely understand, because this makes more sense when you start looking into it. We are actually implementing a real-time app. This is a real-time scenario which every company needs, because there is no HR tracker in any company. They just send an email, they'll not reply. So real-time scenario, which is beneficial. So now what happens is, let's go ahead and test this. So what I'm going to say is that, okay, let's say that a new request is raised. So we have written an flow in a way that if a new request is submitted, a new item is created in SharePoint, and email should be triggered. So let's see if email will be sent. So I have submitted it. So it should create a new item, and then it should run that flow. Should by default run that flow. I'm pausing this for a second because I wanted to check my email and then show you the email. So I'm pausing the share for a bit. Actually, I'm going into my Gmail and then checking whether I have got an email or not, because I have given my Gmail account. Right, let me know if you can see it. Can someone unmute and say me? You can see it.
Yes, we can.
Right. So now if you see, there is an email came from Microsoft Power Apps, and then it says that, hi team, request details, title, need help. That's what I typed, and description, sample, and thanks, automated email. So it's an automated, we just submitted, someone submitted an request, and immediately HR is getting this thing. So that is how flows work. So it's not just that, it is so powerful that it can do anything. It can do almost everything that is possible. And its connectors are 700 plus connectors today, meaning that it can connect to 700 applications or systems, which is very powerful. You have things in SAP, you have things in Autodesk, you have things in SharePoint, you have things in Oracle, you have things in Workday. You can bring everything together and do automation. So it's a powerful way of doing automation, because you can move things, or you can get things, or you can write things into anything. That's how flow works. Right. So the next last final thing, which before we leave, I wanted to bring it up, is Power BI. So let's say that I want to create a dashboard. Uh, I would request people to spend, because today is Sunday, let's spend some 10 more minutes so that we can cover Power BI and then go to the next section. I mean, learnings part of it, where to start, and we can have a small question and answer. So sorry for extending it, but this is really, really important to finish. So here is Power BI desktop. You can download Power BI desktop for free. You can now go to Google and say Power BI desktop, and you can download Power BI desktop for free. So what is Power BI used for? Data analytics, data visualizations. So now I have Power BI desktop downloaded. I'm saying get data, and in this get data, I'm clicking more. So I'm coming to online services, and I'm going to SharePoint online list, because my data is in list. So let me see if I have the URL. No, I don't have the URL. I want to get the URL first. So I got the URL, and you need to log in with your organization account. Then only this all works. If you don't have it, you can create a developer plan and do it. So I gave my SharePoint list, and it will fetch me the all the lists are available in that SharePoint. So I'm going to use HR Tracker DB, because that's my data. So this is where my data is. So I pulled it, my data, and then I'm loading that data. Okay, so now my data is available, ready. So now what I need to do is I need to create some beautiful visualizations. I can choose anything. For example, let's say that I need number of requests. So I selected this counter card, and then I'm going to drag some ID into this. And then here I'm going to say that it's not first, I wanted the count. So I'd say count. So it says count. Here, if I say request count, and it gives count. So for example, if I go back and let me say that I go back here, and then I submitted another. So let's say just 5 and submit it. So what happens is when I go here and refresh this, let's say that I refreshed. So now it should be 4. So that instance it is. Now I wanted to create a pie chart or Dow chart. So you go here, and then you drag status. Okay, now all the statuses are new. For example, I am going to change the status of one thing. Let's go to this. Manually, I'm changing this for now, but we can change it anytime later as well. So I'm going to data source, and I'm clicking here. I'm going to change the status to closed. So I saved it, and then if I refresh here, then you'll see that the status value now 3 will be new and 1 will be closed. 3 new, 1 closed. Similarly, if you need any other type of, I need a table. So I go here, and here is my table. And I wanted, okay, I wanted ID, I wanted title, I wanted description. So now you can see that description. So you can see that data as well. So similarly, if you want anything else, you can drag and drop those things, and you can see all those things, a line chart, graph chart, whatever makes sense. So you just finished, once you finish building it. So this is what HR needs. HR, basically HR head has to see what items has been created, who has created, how many has been created, stuff like that. So HR, you'll share this with your HR lead, and that's it, done. So this is how you have completely developed using Power Platform. App Flow Dashboard. So there is two other things, which is virtual Power Virtual Agents. Let's go ahead, go back to our PPT. So there is two other items, which is Power Virtual Agents. We'll see this in some other session, but basically it is also a low code, no code solution where you drag and drop and develop a chatbot. To develop a chatbot. And then pages is like WordPress, where you can develop your external facing websites, So these are the two other tools we'll see in a bit in some other sessions. And Dataverse is primarily the managed database from Microsoft. It's not just a database, but it's more than a database. It is also a low code, no code solution for database. Like generally, when you create a database, you have to take care of multiple things. But then if you choose Dataverse, it's just configurations. You don't have to worry about performance. You don't have to worry about scaling. You don't have to worry about security and privacy. It's all configurations which you can do. So there is also presentation layer, business layer, which is embedded in Dataverse. So it's also a low code, no code package for Dataverse. This is Power Platform, and with this Power Platform, you can solve any problem within your organization or for your clients. So the next thing is, I have a slide with videos, but I won't be able to play that now. But the key thing is where to start. So if you have an enterprise account with Office 365, you can immediately start, because you will have the license to for basic things to do whatever we have discussed now. But if you don't have it, you can. I'll share the link of this PPT, maybe in this chat group, or maybe while uploading it to YouTube. But you can create a developer plan, and then you can do whatever we have tried now. And the next thing is, there is a Microsoft learning path where you can, this is some 8 hours. If you learn this 8 hours, you will get the basics of Power Platform. And then there is also a virtual live training session. So if you attend one of the virtual live training sessions directly from Microsoft experts, you will get a certification coupon, free certification coupon for Microsoft Power Platform. So if once you do Power Platform fundamental certification, you will be ready for attending the jobs. Like whatever the sector you can be, whatever the uh, uh, background you can be non-technical, technical, or anything. I would say that if you can spend a week or two and learn the basics, and then another 2 weeks practicing, then you will be having good knowledge of it, and can begin your career. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. But this is the plan. You should start with a developer plan. You should start with a fundamentals learning path, and you should start practicing it. Once you practice, attend this virtual live training session which they give for a day, and then you can plan your trainings accordingly. Once you attend the virtual training session, they'll give the coupon for Power Platform, or else it is $100. Now coming to job opportunities. Wow, every organization today which is using Office 365, Outlook, everyone has started using Power Platforms. The adoption of Power Platform is amazing. The revenue which Microsoft is doing in Power Platform is exceeding its own targets. It is exceeding by double. Yeah, can you go and mute everyone, please? And then citizen developers, who what kind of jobs you can expect. Citizen developers, experts, solution architects, center of excellence, and directors. These are the job opportunities that will be available. And keep an eye on a lot of things. Like it's not just low code, no code, where you can do small stuff. There is also artificial intelligence, There is also RPA. There is also database aspects, data flow related aspect. A lot of new things came in low code, no code. So you can do almost everything which even a professional developer can do. But you don't have to worry about what is the internal details because Microsoft is doing all those things for us. Certification definitely helps, and the future is obviously low code, no code. You'll see 80% of low code, no code. Like people will not be writing a lot of things except you are developing this kind of tools or AI solutions for people. So any background is good for this thing because it's easy to learn, easy to develop. You just need some good concentration to learn. So if you have any questions, come unmute and then let me know so I can answer few of those. Any questions?
Thank you so much.
Can I ask a question, please? Is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
What about the licensing of this particular tool?
Licensing, if you have Office 365 E3 license, most of the things are free. By default, when an organization chooses Office 365, everything comes for, most things comes for free. But then if you need some premium features, you need to pay per month $5 to $20 per person. It all depends. But then if you have in an organization where you have Office 365 license, then most stuff are for free. If you don't have, then you need to pay per person $5 per month.
Okay.
Licensing are enterprise level, but then there is also pay as you go. But licensing at this point to begin with, it's easy. But then once you try to go bigger and bigger, there are premium features which is causing people to pay a lot. Like Microsoft always says that to begin with it's easy, but then when you go to the next levels, they'll charge a lot, and they'll try to get more amount from people. But then these are premium features. Yeah, obviously they charge for this. Yeah, next question, please.
So can we have a link of the recorded video?
Yeah, we'll send the link of the recorded video. Again, in the invite, if you see there is a tiny URL. In that channel will be uploading. So all our recordings will be available, and within 2-3 days or within 2 days, you'll see within that link in that channel this video uploaded.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Yeah, if you don't understand is going above your head as a bouncer, I would request go back and look at the recordings because this is really important. Even if your kids are there who are 10th standard, inter, BTech, let them watch this video. Yes, they understand this very easy and better, and they can do, like, there are many kids who are using Power Platform in their schools. I have seen that people have started using in their schools and universities and colleges. They can also do that. Why not? They can develop something and take it to their university or organization and say that, hey, this is my project. How is it, like school management system? They can develop with Power Platform. And for education institutes, it's free. Microsoft provides it for free.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi
Put some questions in the comments if you can please check that.
So for
Shaik,
school, when you
yeah.
said, right, so do you need a license for the school kids as well?
License is
License for this power apps and power.
right. If you have Office 365 license, Office
Okay.
365 E3 license, yes, Power App, Power BI, Power Automate, basic licenses are free, meaning that there are premium features and there are some basic features. Like with basic features, we can do almost most of the stuff. So if you have Office 365 license, free. But if you don't have Office 365, then you need to get license, which will be charging somewhere around $5 to $20 per month per user. You can Google the pricing, you'll get it, like pricing for Power Apps or Power Automate. You can have an individual license, or you can have Office 365 one single license so that it covers all these things. Okay, there are some questions. Let me try to answer. Yeah, tiny URL / MFIRD is where the recordings will be.
Whether if you can read the comments, I have put like 3 questions in there.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, offline features are also available, but it is a little advanced, but offline is also possible with PowerApps. So that's one of the thing people are developing. Even in offline, it works. And then once it goes to online, it will sync data to online. Like to know, give a count of how many people.
There is another question, UiPath versus Power BI,
Right.
which one is the best?
1 second. So which is a similar free and open source application bundle? This level, this kind of tools, I don't think there is free alternative like with this set of tools. I'm not sure, maybe 1 and 2 on and off you can see, but not with complete bundle. This is a complete bundle for everything. So I don't think there is a free alternative as such, but I have, maybe I don't know. What is the fee or licensing? Just now we discussed. I'll send the link of this pricing as well. So because many people have this question, is this cloud? Now this is Microsoft. I mean, you don't have a choice for running Power Apps on AWS or cloud. It's by default Microsoft product, meaning that it's already in cloud. You just go to URL and use it. You don't do anything. Like you don't have to install it on AWS or Azure or Google Cloud. By default, Microsoft is hosting it, and there's nothing much to do from outside. Just open the URL and do whatever you need to do. It's a Microsoft product and everything is Azure. So UiPath versus Power BI, which one is the best for trends or not? UiPath is a RPA tool. Power BI is a analytics tool. There is a difference, but Power Automate is equivalent to UiPath. Power Automate is for process automation and UiPath is for process automation. Power Platform altogether is a better tool than any single RPA tool, meaning that Power Automate is having a bigger preference, bigger chance, and bigger adoption rate than UiPath. We used to UiPath earlier, and we are trying to migrate to Power Platform, especially to Power Automate, instead of using to UiPath. It's again, organizations are in the same dilemma which tools to use, which has future scope. Obviously, because you have Office 365, Power Platform support, and Microsoft support, people are trying to tend towards Power Platform than using the standalone like UiPath. So there is automation anywhere, Blue Prism, UiPath in danger right now.
Brother, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, is it like capex heavy or opex heavy? Do you have the details?
What does that? Can you repeat that?
Capex heavy means capital expenditure, so we have to upfront pay for it. Like that's capex, and opex is operational expenditure, wherein like pay as you go or something like that. So the question was more of to understand how is it a better choice to go for it, because in organizations I have seen in my own organization, it's when we move to Azure, so we are we spending like 5 times more than what we used to do in house.
Right. Microsoft pricing is a little confusing, and it's not so transparent and clear. To begin with, pricing looks very cheap and good, but when you start building on top of it and finally you are using premium features, then you are going to get a bomb of charge. So that we'll discuss as a separate topic, not here, because this is a initial development, initial thing to explore. So I don't want to discourage people thinking that, oh, this is super expensive thing. No, 80% of things which we are using is mostly basic, and then 80 to 90%. And then you don't have to pay for most of the things because it is coming with your Office 365. But there are some premium features. For example, if you want to use map feature in Power Apps, it's a premium feature where you need extra license for each person to use it. So then it becomes expensive. But if you don't use all the premium features and you use only alternative features, then you don't have to, because you have by default you have Office 365. Whether you are using PowerApps or not, you are paying for it. So why not use it? So when you go into nitty-gritty details of it, then you will understand whether it's useful or not. To begin with, for initial things, yes, it's very beneficial if you already have Office 365. If you don't have Office 365, then yeah, it becomes a little expensive.
Yeah, thank you for that. And just to add for the map feature, because I am with TomTom, so Microsoft is a strategic partner with TomTom. So the backend is TomTom for maps.
Right.
Just as an additional input, yeah.
So what about the deployment? It will be deployed in AKS. What does AKS means? It's already deployed. Everything is on cloud. Once you click on publish, it's deployed. So it's a low code, no code. It's not like Visual Studio. I mean, it's not like .NET. It's not like Java, where you develop on your local and then you publish it to AWS or Azure or anything. No, it's already in cloud. And then you make some changes, and then you just click on save, or you just click on publish or share. That's it, done. It's already on cloud. There's nothing, there's nothing much to deploy. So deploy is here basically you're clicking on publish. That's it. So when you go to app here, so this is my app. So when I go here, when I click on publish, it's published. That is deployment. That's it. And then you will get a URL. Let me click and show this. So it's published, and then if you click on share, so you'll get a link. So when I click on share, you can share with specific people, or you can share with team, or you can share with everyone.
I
And
think
then,
you're not sharing it.
am I not audible?
No.
Yeah, no,
Are you
yeah,
sharing
sharing.
something?
I'm sharing.
Looks like you're not sharing, right? So
Not sharing.
No, no,
Can
you're
see.
sharing. I can see it.
Yeah.
Only few people can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Right.
No, I can also see it.
Right. So okay. So here is the link. So you just give this link, and people will click on it and look at your app. That's it. So there is nothing like there is a separate code. There is a separate deployment process or anything. It's all in cloud by default. You don't have to do anything. It's all in cloud. Just need to do some clicks. That's it. So this link, you'll share it, and people will come and use it. That's it. Does that answer?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, one more question, right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So when I build an application, right? Suppose I want to call some web services, URI, third-party URI. I send some request. I'll get some data from there.
Right.
Okay. So how do you do this? Do you have some kind of plugin here,
Yeah.
or with connector?
Yes, all will be done with connectors. Everything will be done with connectors.
It is via sync call or?
So everything is an API. I don't know how it is internally implemented. So it's like I go here and it's a black box. I just click on it and use it. I don't know what is happening in the background, but basically it goes in series. Like you finish one action and then it will go to the next action and the next action. Whether it's sync, async, we are not programmers. I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure whether that answers, but basically everything will be done with connectors. Like you have API, you will call the API, and then you will wait for the result, or you will have a sync so that you come get the result later. But then here also same thing. Instead of you are manually consuming that API, you use the connector. Let me say me one connector. For example, I want to drive. And to read from Drive. So here is the Google Drive. Here is the OneDrive. So with APIs, you can do that. But here, instead of APIs, you have connectors. So name it, the connector is already available. I want something from LinkedIn. Just showing some examples. So there are APIs already implemented via connectors, and I use connectors to do everything. And if you want custom, for example, yours is a custom application and you have your custom stuff. So let me show you that as well. So I need a HTTP request. So here is the HTTP request, and here you can basically invoke the HTTP request and get the data in JSON format and manipulate, like how you do it in JavaScript or any other place where you have the API and get the data and manipulate it. You can also do the same thing. Basically, here everything is configurations. You don't write code. You just click and do it. Hope that answers.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Connectors are very powerful. There are 700 plus. Okay, I guess we have almost finished every questions. And then do you have very good scope on PowerApps? A lot of scope. I think every person is going to use these tools. Every person. Slowly, people have stopped using Excel as visualization or anything. So they have started using Power BI for visualization and sharing Power BI. Then everyone now started looking at Power Apps and Power Automate. And there is a huge scope of people start using it. And Power Automate Desktop is a RPA tool, which is free. And where Microsoft is bringing it along with Windows. So he's embedding into Windows, like how Excel, PowerPoint has been embedded with Windows. So similarly, is going to embed this Power Platform tools into Windows. Like when you install Windows, you'll get all this by default. So that's how Microsoft is planning. So which means that it becomes everyday thing. So it's a huge scope. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining.
Shahansha, I have a last question. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, currently we are using this Power BI for database purpose. So I just wanted to connect with you, on how we can proceed, to learn the development thing. So can you please share me the LinkedIn profile where we can connect with you?
Yeah, it's already available in the invite. You can get that.
Okay, thanks, Shahansha. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hope this was useful, and the recording will be up there. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thanks for your time, and I think I just thank even the participants as also for taking out your time and showing the seriousness to upskill yourself. And I think definitely these sessions are going to be very useful for us.